face with homie, and I'm like, get her. Hey,
What's up?
my guy,
What's up? How you doing?
doing pretty good. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Good to see you. Matter of fact, let me turn my airplane mode on so people don't try to call me.
All right, sounds good.
All
All
right,
right,
I'm in this thing.
all
Can you
right,
hear me pretty loudly or is it really low?
Oh, you good?
we got you.
Cool.
All right, before we start though, I want to introduce you to my boy Jimmy or my boy Tank.
Tanning?
What's up?
That's my boy.
Good to meet you.
We go back a while to the Bay Area. We go ways back.
Sir.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna do the intro in a couple minutes.
Okay. No worries.
So we're gonna start off the introduction. I'm gonna do my normal thing, introduce myself, introduce Tank, and then we're gonna let you introduce yourself,
Got you.
let you put out all your information. First parts we're gonna kind of let you kind of explain what it is you do, what you've been up to, any projects you got going on, kind of give us a general, and then we'll branch the conversation through that,
Okay.
and then I have a question or two, and then I know the Tank's gonna have a couple.
Okay.
And then we're gonna talk a little sports and little stuff because you already know bang bang.
Night again. You already know. You already know.
Yeah,
You already know.
we got a Packer fan, so
Oh,
Rough.
bad choices in life. I get it. I understand. As long as he's not a Cowboys fan, I'm good.
No.
Packers is okay
No.
in my book.
At least we can bond over cowboy hate.
There you go. There you go. Hey, you know me. However this conversation flows, you know I'm games.
there you
We
go.
just we can go any direction you want, big dog. I'm here for it.
All right, for sure. All right, so all right, give me a second. Let me go grab something to drink real quick.
No worries.
Oh, look, I got a dog. Come here, folks.
Is anybody else gonna be joining us? It's gonna be us three.
I think it's just S3.
Okay. Got you. Got you. Actually, let me make sure my
That's my
hair is
dog,
looking
Marc.
good. Big doggy? Look at why he's so mean mugging.
Because she just got spaded, so she got to wear the cone.
Oh, I'm about to say, she like, I'm mad at everybody right now.
Oh, yeah,
Eating life.
And mad at life. Like, why? I'm a dog. I'm supposed to do dogs do. So, you know, this guy, Shaggy Tank,
Yes, sir.
good dude. He's a good man. Very good man. This is my, third podcast? Let me see. 1, 2, 3. This is my fourth podcast I think I've done with him.
Really?
Yeah, because I did 2 solo, and then he did a podcast with me and my son, and that was amazing. I mean, my son was probably about 4 or 5, and to this day, he still talks about that. So, you know, I mean, I'm always glad to make a cameo
Created
on
a
the
core
pod.
moment.
Hey, shit!
You know,
If Spider-Man want to give us an update, we can bring him too.
hey, if he was here, I'd have him. He's with Miles right now. They went camping, so
There you go.
you know, if he was here, you probably wouldn't even recognize him, man. You recognize little Mohawk Spider Man. Man, he a big boy now.
Little Miles Morales.
I'm telling you, now he's big. He's different now. I don't even know which character he is now. Now he's Roblox.
There you go. There you go. All right. So let's get this started.
Let's make it happen.
All right. We're gonna do this in 5, 4, 3. All right. Welcome back, fellas and ladies. If you listen to us, don't know yet, but welcome back to the Unqualified and Unfiltered podcast. We'd like to appreciate and say thank you to everybody who is paying attention to us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Threads. Say thank you to everybody and all the people that's commented, all the people that's liked and give us the quick watch. So you guys already know who I am. I am Shaggy Quesada. You know where I'm from, Bay Area raised, LA living. Got Bumboy Tank.
Call me at this point.
I know. Tank Torres. Don't even, it's whatever. But we
That's
got
what I'm
it.
rolling with.
There you go. And let them know your Instagram stuff, Tank.
At Tank Baby on Instagram and at Tank Baby on X or Twitter, whatever you call it these days.
There you go. The light skinned phenom. There we go. All right. And today we got a special guest. This is a close friend of mine. He's been on a couple of my shows prior. If you've kept up a little bit with me or just did some research on me a little bit, he's been on my show 3 times in the past. Had to bring him on for a 4th time, you know. So just like the Warriors, you know, we got 4, so we had to bring him in for the 4th. But go ahead and introduce yourself, man. Let everybody know who you are.
Hey man, again, thank you for having me on. Like I said, this is the 4th time that I've been on. you're the one person I think I've been on the most podcasts for, right? No one and done. So I always appreciate the invite. Thank you so much. My name is Marc Cooks. People know me as MC Inspires, Black Superman, Mr. Health and Wealth. You know what it is. You can find me at Black Superman underscore AMC. That's the name of my financial company. And as you see, I'm rocking my ladies brand, the Grateful Spirit Faith. I got the chain. So my ladies who want to get closer with their walk in Jesus Christ and just focus on studying the Word of God, go to the Grateful Spirit Faith. Man, that's what my ladies brand is. And so we're moving together as a finance company, as a mindset money. That's what we do. So man, it's good to be on. I'm excited for today's conversation. Let's go. Let's get into it.
There you go. There we go. All right.
And as you saw, as you know, what I'm saying, I'm not from the Bay,
Bang,
but
bang,
Bay, you know what it
bang,
is.
bang, bang,
You know what it
bang.
is. All
They
day.
better know. They better know. All right. All right, man. Well, then, appreciate you coming by. So, wanted to just have you on so we can speak about just, man, what's new? A lot of stuff's been going on since the last time we chopped it up, man.
Yes,
I see you over here. You're leading big presentations and big seminars now, and you got full big teams now, man. So let me know. How's everything been? What's new?
man. Since we've last gotten together, so much have changed. I would say the number one thing is, as you get to experience this, is finding your partner in life, man. Her and I were friends for almost 6 years, well, 4 years, of kind of back and forth, going on and off, trying to date. She moved away. I'm busy. I'm having other kids, the craziness, right? And then finally, December 31st of 2022, I said, look, you're going to be my girlfriend and you're not. And she was like, well, I'm in. So we kind of
There
started
you
the
go.
process of dating, getting to know each other more. And now, man, pretty soon we're going to be happily married here. And, it's a beautiful feeling because, I'm 37 years old. We've already started blending our family together. Our kids love each other. And man, that's been the number one thing that I can say has changed the most is the importance of finding your person in life, finding that person where you get to laugh with, you get to cry with, you get to experience different things with. We share the word of God with each other. We go to church together. We're in ministry. We travel together. We just came back from a week-long trip in Texas, and it was phenomenal. But to like actually have my partner, Shaggy, oh my gosh, it's literally I've never been so happy in my life. Like I literally just wake up every day and I just look at this girl. And before I even thank God, I'd be like, man, how are you so beautiful? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just happy. I'd be like, how are you so beautiful?
Hey, man, you
And
sing
I'm
it to
like,
the
man,
choir, man. Sing it to the choir, man.
that's what you see. You say you already know. So,
Yep.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
probably
We
trying to join y'all
all
club, right?
three.
I'm
We
just trying
already
to do the
know.
day. You know what I'm saying? So that's been the biggest thing. Other than that, a business is great. I know. I think when I was sitting down with you, I was barely a year, 2 years into the financial services game. Man, now I'm 6 years in. I'm telling you, I'm working with millionaire clients now. I'm working with athletes, entertainers, entrepreneurs, families, fathers, mothers. I've expanded to veterans. Like you said, I'm speaking in front of large groups now. I'm speaking in small groups. I know so much more about finances, index funds, annuities, insurance, even just, budgeting, even looking at what's going on with Doge and what they're doing, man. Back then, Shaggy, I wouldn't know what the heck was going on. But now I'm a student of life and I'm a student of money. And now I'm seeing how everything works. Man, I'm a totally different agent now, brother. And I mean, I got clients in Wyoming, Ohio, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina,
Yeah,
Kentucky,
there you go.
Utah. I'm all over the place. I think I got 22 licenses to practice financial services all across the country. I got teammates literally from California to Maryland. So when it comes to business, everything feels good. Health wise, I feel good. I haven't really been up just getting the gym, so I probably look slimmer from the last time you saw me. But I've just been eating better. Honestly, like I said, being 37, I'm really focusing on gut health and keeping my skin looking good. And as you see, last time I didn't have locks, so keep my locks nice and clean. But I've been
Yeah,
really big on this campaign of just really taking care of my health. I mean, you already know, like I've never been someone who really smokes or drinks or a dude does too much. Man, I'm just very chill, very modest, but I do love my fried chicken and my pizza. So
there you
don't
go.
think I'm perfect out here. So that's been going on. Hey, listen, I love me some fried catfish and some chicken wings.
There you
Don't get it
go.
twisted. But and then just on my spiritual walk, man, like I said, having a partner who is really intertwined with your walk with Christ, man, it's been such a blessing because I'm a fully transparent person. So if I kick this off too full speed, I can tone it down. But
Nah,
even
you
being
good.
someone
You good.
who, had to learn how to steward just me as a man and my relationships with women, that was something that I had to learn to deal with over years. And I really didn't get taught how to do it. So a lot of it was trial and error. which meant I popped out, different kids with different women and being embarrassed and going through that and reconnecting with God and even battling my porn addictions, for the last hell, probably 34 years, probably around the time I met you, I was in the thick of it and having a partner where I don't even have that struggle anymore, man. That's such a blessing. I can use that, I can allocate that time to being in my word and studying my word and having someone be like, look, baby, I'm going through it right now. And having somebody with me, that's been good for my spiritual walk. So I think I covered all my pillars, my faith, family, fitness, finance. Yeah. I think I
There you
covered
go.
everything, but man, so much has changed, but I feel good. I'm excited about life. I wake up every day just excited. So whenever I get an opportunity like this, I'm like, shoot, I'm gonna share my testimony because my
There you
great
go.
grandkids might watch this in 2079, right? And I want them to
Yeah.
understand that great grandpa Cooks took care of business, but he was a real man.
There you go.
He wasn't just about business and the grind. Like he was funny too, and he had a good
Yeah.
time, and he talked about sports, and he had actual friends, right? Shaggy
There
and
you go.
now
Yeah.
Tank, man. You know what I'm saying? And man, I'm excited. So that I'll leave it there because I can go on and on. So I'll stop
Oh
right
yeah,
there.
no, you good, you good. So to segue into some of the stuff you were talking about, so like having a partner. So this, I feel like nowadays that's a big thing. I think a lot of people say that they're not trying to do, but I think in reality, we all know everybody's looking for that person.
100%.
You get the, especially on the social media side. And now that we're doing this, we're now part of that. We're now part of that world.
Yes.
So doing this, I've noticed that it's a, at least in my eyes, it's like the extreme side of the guy side and the extreme side of the girl side, and I feel like there's not enough focus on like us, like this, like us three are like this is the real world, like this is
Yes.
like I see a lot of people like the guy side being she's got to be a Virgin Mary and never done this and never done that. Then the other side saying the person's got to have to make an ungodly amount of money to even be in that realm.
Yes.
And it being like instead of being like, hey, this is the real world. No one's really that innocent anymore, man. So like, it's not even it's something you shouldn't even be worrying about. So like, with that being said, like when it comes to finding that partner, how much does that stuff either get left for the birds or does it have any effect of when it came to you finding that?
Man, honestly, what I tell people is I even give you kind of a glimpse of how we met. So I met her cousin on Instagram because I was living in Long Beach at the time, and I was just posted randomly, "Hey, who wants to go to the Long Beach track and work out with me?" And just her cousin replied, and I had no intentions of dating her cousin. I was just trying to hang out. So we worked out. Josh was there. Spider Man was there. He was having a good time, and he was probably like 2 at the time. He was a baby. And then I was following her cousin, and I saw an Instagram story where my girl Camille is her name. She was actually dancing on a table at a family party, and I was like, "Who is that?" Right? And instantly, bro, I slid in them DMs so fast, and that's how we connected, right? So they usually say you most successful relationships, Tank, are manifested through people right? Association, right? Yeah, you can find somebody on Tinder or Bumble, or you bump into them at a bar, or Taste of Inglewood. Yes, that could happen, but most of the time it's association. So I tell people sometimes the people closest to you is probably gonna be how you find your partner, right? Associations. So people forget that they think it has to be. They think Super Negro has to fall out the sky with muscles and he reads poetry and he makes $200,000 a month, and he's soft but he can fight and he likes watching Bad Girls Club. You think this dude's gonna just grow off the ground? Sometimes that brother is right there in front of your face. So I met her through an Instagram story, slid in the DMs. Like I said, dated on and off. But here's the thing: I'm gonna tell you this. I remember the first time I met her in person. It was on the steps of University of Redlands, and I was living in Long Beach, and I was like, I gotta see this girl in person. And again, I have my son with me. We go to Baskin Robbins. Hey, what kind of ice cream you like? We get her cookies and cream. And babe, I've seen this girl walking down the steps of University of Redlands, Shaggy, and I was like, bam, she's the one. And this is 2018. Like I knew. And I think that people are missing that love part of relationship. They just think it's like you said, what can this person provide? How much money they're making? What do they look like? And then this side is looking at, well, I need this, I need these needs meds, and I need, some cutty 2 times a day, right? And they forget like what's the love part of this? And
Yeah.
I knew I loved this girl from the moment she walked down those steps. And I think that's what people are missing. So I wouldn't even say, like, people think that's for the birds. Oh, what's love? What's love at first sight? What's, pursuing someone? What's courting someone, right? Because I had to court this girl. Like, sleeping with her, anything like that wasn't even on my mind. My thing was, how can I show this girl how much I love and care about her? And I think that's what people are forgetting, Tank, is people are forgetting that part what they think is for the birds or it shouldn't be serious. That's the part people are leaving out when it comes to really finding your person. That's the part people are really not focusing on. Again, I'm pretty sure you guys have great stories of how you met your girl, your ladies, but that was always my journey is how can I one make sure this girl Camille know that I love and care about her and I'm willing to meet her where she's at. And number two, once I meet her where she's at, now I get to fully expose myself to her and she can see the real me. Right. And then after that, how can I create security with her to where good times, hard times, because we've had everything. We've had good times, we've had hard times, we've had challenging times, we have times we were worried. We have times we were scared. We have times where we had a lot of money. We have times we had no money. Again, this is
Yep.
just like a 3 year span. And then you realize, like, I always say this to her, Tank, life is already jacked up. You know what I'm saying? I don't know your living situation, you guys, but I ain't living in a 10-bedroom mansion like I want. We got a 2-bedroom apartment. We ain't living like kings and queens out here, but I always say you're gonna go through what you go through in life, Shaggy. Life is already hard. At least I get to experience the good moments, in the fun moments with my person. Anything else that comes with that, Shaggy, I'm good. And I'll
There
say
you
one
go.
last thing.
There
People
you go.
forget this feeling. They don't get to experience this feeling like you and I do, Tank, and you and I do, Shaggy. I tell my girl this: there's nothing in this world, whether you're a male or female, but more specifically a male, there's nothing more special than you coming home at night and that beautiful woman walks up to you and says, "Hey, baby," or "Hey," whatever she calls you, and she wraps her arms around you and she says, "Man, I'm just glad you made it home safe." You couldn't offer me $1 billion. And I
True.
think that's what people are missing, Shaggy. They don't understand how, for a woman to a man, you don't understand the stuff we battle through every freaking day. The fact
Yeah.
that we come home alive, that's enough right there. And then for a man to the woman, the fact that we come home faithfully to our woman and we ain't out in them streets, right? That's what matters. But you couldn't give me $1 billion to replace that. There's nothing in this world, Shaggy, that can take that away. And I think that's what people are missing. It's
Yeah.
coming home to that person
Definitely.
and that love.
Yeah. Definitely. So, Tank. So, what do you think about that? Like, how do you feel about this? How it seems like, especially the younger generation, feels there's a separation. There's a it's like we see the separation, but they're also letting it leak in. Like, you can tell that they're letting social media dictate how they date.
There's for
Yes.
sure a divide right now. I do think that COVID kind of ruined a lot of things for the generations coming after us because they're kind of dependent on being online. And I did have seen a lot of like red pill content that gets these kids like thinking this is what life is, but they're looking at a phone all day, and some of it's jacking up their mental. Some of this stuff is like you have to be a millionaire by 19 or you're a failure. It's like, well, I'm 31. Did I fail? I don't really know yet. I don't even think I've really lived. So I do think that like the online stuff is screwing with the kids and well also them kind of just being illiterate and other things. But that's not their fault. The world has kind of like failed them at this point. And I do think that we're blessed to be in the generation that we are in because we move a lot differently than what these kids are being taught and what they see. Like we had to go out and interact with people at certain points. Like, I had to be
Yeah,
inside by the time the street lights were on at some point in my life. So these kids don't even go outside and know what that's like.
yeah, that shit is true. Shit, I'm like, feel like our generation, there was always that. Yeah, that's it. Started off with video games. Like, yeah,
Yes.
that's
For sure.
those are video games, but this is real life.
Yes.
And those video games, yeah, you can jump around and do backflips off of walls and break your bones and die in games, and you can start all over. But understand that that's just a game. When you go outside, it's a whole different thing.
Yes.
There was that separation between this is just a movie and this is the world. I
Yes.
don't see that like that separation anymore with like
I also don't see any places for kids to meet each other anymore other than online. They don't. There's no kid spaces.
true. I don't know if you guys had this growing up, but we had these things like little teen meetups and teen dances that were set up
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
that
had a
was
teen
set up
club.
through the through
yeah.
the
I
city.
remember those.
Yeah, that was set up through the city, and like you would that'd be the only place where we'd meet girls from other schools, and
Yes,
meet over there and kind of have that network. But yeah, it was a different time, man. Just everybody likes to hang out online rather than hang out like in person. Like instead of playing Fortnite with each other in the same house, they're all in separate houses playing Fortnite.
that's and you know what's crazy too is you said it, and I think Tank said it too, is they don't know how to communicate because they're always on those phones, right? And that's one thing I've always said is, my kids don't have phones, right? Like no phones because you guys don't know how to talk to each other if you're always in the phone or if you're always DMing or you're always online with your face and phone. Like you got to learn how to talk to somebody. But that's the reality now with kids and adults, but more so the kids is you sit them in the room for 12 minutes and they don't even know what to say. Me as a kid, you throw a football in there with a bunch of boys, even the girls, you can just throw it in there. It could be the smallest room in the world. We're gonna find a way to play some football. We don't even gotta talk. Now you throw a football in a room with the kids, they'll look at it and be like, "What's that?" Or what am I supposed to do with that? Like, throw it in the air and play jackpot. 100, 300, 500 jackpot.
Something
You
figure
guys don't
out
know how to use a
something.
football. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing is they don't even know how to play.
We would even
Communicate.
have dumb shit like we would try to throw the ball as hard as we can at each other, and if you dropped
Yeah,
it, you lost.
Yeah,
yeah, butts up, right? You have to throw it against the wall, and if you hit it,
Yeah.
you gotta go run tack the wall. But then you get hit with the
Remember, I don't know. Tank probably remembers this because we from the same area. But y'all remember butts up with the tennis ball?
yeah, butts
yeah,
up,
yeah.
yes,
Yeah, you throw that shit against the tennis ball, and if you try to catch it, you drop that shit, and you got to hit the wall before the motherfucker throw it.
that's it, man. That's
Yeah,
it. They don't know
bro,
how to do that.
There's no
so
creativity,
simple,
and no imagination anymore. It's all
bro.
given to
Like,
them.
man, like we used to do stuff like we probably shouldn't have, but it was harmless. We used to get like groups of us, and we'd play hide and seek in the mall. It was
I don't know
stupid.
about doing that, but yeah.
We would like we get like 10 of us. It'd be like 10 of us, and we'd be like, all right, see who's it. Boom, and we go high, bro, and see whoever could find whoever.
That's it. We used to call it ditch. We used to just run and run far away and play hide and go seek, but on a bigger scale. And we'd be like, look, you got to go find that person. But hide and
Yeah.
seek, man, everything, bro. It was good time. They don't do that anymore.
Halloween started early for us. We try to get it out the house as quick as possible so we can get to everything.
Yes,
They
It's
used to
not even
do
dark
the
out yet.
little festivals at the park. Then everybody would meet up there. Like, yeah, man, it's no longer like my
Human
dad just be
interaction
like,
just
just
isn't the
come
same.
home at this time. Just be home at this time. Whatever you do,
that's it.
just don't get in trouble.
Don't get in. And if you do get in trouble,
Don't
don't
expect me
let
to
me
come
find
pick
out.
you up. Yeah, don't expect me to come pick you up. So
Don't
I
let me
advise you
find
not to
out.
get in trouble. Yeah, I ain't finna pick you up.
Right. Figure it out. But again, man, it's just crazy how things are changing and generations are so different. Even me as a parent, Tank, I don't know if you have kids, but even parenting is so different, and it's hard for me because I don't want to be the stern, like this is how it used to be. I don't want to be that dad because I'm smart enough to be like it's different than us the way I was raised, but also I'm not going to lose those standards and those values that made me the man I am today now, because it's only going to be harder as you guys get older. Trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me. Work ethic, morals, principles, and values is not going anywhere. Just because you throw in the phone, it ain't gonna change the fact that you got to get your work done or you're out of there, Playboy. So, yeah, man, it's different. But like I said, parenting, like I said, I know Shaggy, you talked about hopefully becoming a father soon. What you got, Generation Beta, they're gonna be some monsters. They're gonna be some beasts. Trust me,
Yeah.
Beta's gonna be some beasts. Yes,
No, it'll be fine. I think the main thing I would focus on is just to show them the separation between like whatever that shit is app you're using at whatever the app it is at the time that they're using, that is not real. So the
yes,
moment if you feel like people don't like you or whatever, you're not like just understand that that shit isn't real.
Yes.
and that the friends at your school are the people that are like, or your close friends and the actual relationships. Those are what you should be having a healthy addiction. Not, I wouldn't say addiction, but a health. As much as you want to be on the phone, you should be wanting to hang out with your friends and wanting to go do stuff with your friends just as much. Like instead of liking pictures of people doing that shit, how about you find out where that hike is and tell me where it is, and I'll take you to go do the hike. I'll take you and your friends to go do the hike. Like trying to get them to just to separate that shit from what the world is. Cause
Yes.
I be hearing my little cousins be saying some wild shit about dating and shit like that, and I'm like, man, y'all just don't really know what's gonna go, what goes on. Like y'all really think, not even gender, like y'all really think y'all gonna find you gonna find that person who's never smoked, never drinked, never gone out, never like the probability of that shit is fucking crazy, and y'all all just gonna end up single and never with anybody because y'all got this weird laundry list of shit that she could have never had. Like she can never have an ex boyfriend. Like what kind of shit is
Hey,
that, bro?
hey, you giving it to the guys, but I don't know. Have you seen Guy with the List? Have you seen that on TikTok?
Nah,
Okay, listen, I'm not a TikTok guy. I'm not a TikTok guy, but it's probably on Instagram. Go to Guy with the List, and it's like 450 things, and it keeps getting longer. And he'll be like, "What's the biggest ick for a guy? Oh, he can't cook," and then he'll add that to the list. Or he can't buy desserts on a date. He'll add that to the list. Or he can't be in love with his mom. Like some of the crazy stuff, Shaggy, these girls say. I'm like, we can't have hair. We can't cook. We can't get desserts. I'm telling you, look up Guy
I'm
with the
not saying.
List.
I'm not saying it's not as extreme. It's totally extreme on the other side too. I'm not. Yeah, It's
I'm just
totally
saying,
crazy on the other side too, because they be
it's
like
crazier.
he got to
I'm
be six
saying,
seven or some crazy shit. Like, but what I mean is like they're so wrapped up. I think
yeah,
that's just a product of being wrapped up in social media
yeah, it's both sides.
and not like and just not experiencing enough of life. Like I tell cousins that like, hey, there's normal people there. Like my fiance is a normal person. There's normal people that are just that aren't this weird pedestal that you're looking for. Because to be honest, and I've had to say this to a couple of my cousins. I'm like, look, man, if those girls wanted you, they'd be here. Like that's just the reality of it. If they really wanted you, if that 1% of women really wanted you, and if that 1% of men really wanted you, they'd be here. So they don't. So how about we just focus on batting in our league? Like, let's just let's focus on batting our league. And if we get lucky, because we all get lucky a couple of times, and we start to hit above our average, and we start hitting out of our league, it happens from time to time. Let's just
It
enjoy that
does.
and not trying to force that shit. I think everybody's like it's not about what can I do for them. It's transactional. Like
Yes,
That's all it is these days.
it's
that's the
transactional.
word.
Like, what can I do for what if I do this, what are you gonna do?
That's it. It's transactional.
Instead of it just being like, all right, whoever gets home, like at my house, whoever's home is whoever does the dishes. Like, if I'm like today, I'm home and my wife is gone. She's at work, so I clean the house today. So that is what it is. It just so happens it falls on today that I do that. If it was a Monday, it'd be the same shit. Like there's no that tit for tat shit. Like keeping a scoreboard of who the fuck is handling business. It's like no,
Yeah,
we just handle business. We're a
that's it.
team and we handle business and it is what it is. Like and yeah, like I don't know. It goes through this whole thing with like the whole like people thinking the whole alpha beta the how alpha and beta shit that I think is fucking stupid. It goes into that whole thing. But I'm hogging up the time.
No, it's
You're
all good.
good.
Do your thing.
No.
Listen, you had something to say today.
But it should be a look. It's only because it annoys me is because I'm the oldest of six, and I got siblings around your son's age, and shit. I got siblings closer to Tank's family age. Like I got a little brother that's in college right now. I got a couple cousins that's in college. Like I get concerned that that they listening to this shit that I'm seeing. Like I get really concerned about that shit because it's not reality, and I really don't want them thinking that they're gonna pass up on. They're gonna miss that one trying to force this up, trying to force the one. They're gonna miss out on it. me and my fiance, we didn't shit. We're not rich. We're not rich. We that's shit. 50-50 is the normal.
Right.
Like
Right.
True.
50
Sometimes 80-20.
or or this. If they talk about shit, or just be like, hey, how about there's just no right or wrong answer. If you want to be in a relationship where you want to take care of her and she don't got to work and all that shit, that's cool. If that's what you want to do. If that's what works for your life, like, and that's what makes you and your fiance or you and your wife happy, like that generally what works, cool. Or 50-50 works or whatever percentage that shit works. Just everybody got to stop tripping off what everybody doing. Like
Just
shit. If
I feel your frustration, and I'm right there with you. I'm pretty sure it sounds like Tank is with you. I feel your frustration. I always tell people, Shaggy, especially when you have kids or people close to you that you mentor or influence, man. I always tell my kids, remember your foundation. And this is what I tell my boys. I say, look, there's four things you got to do before you even consider getting a girlfriend. This is me. I'm not saying this for everybody, but have a six pack, right? Read 100 books. And I gave them this crazy number. I said, have a $500,000 in your bank account, right? And then I said, stay close to God. That's all I ask. Read Proverbs. Read Proverbs so you know what kind of man you need to be and what kind of woman she needs to be. And again, whatever faith you follow, that's on you. But this is just a guideline. So read Proverbs, stay close to God, have a six pack to keep your body right, have a $500,000 and read 100 books. Because then your foundation is gonna be so locked in. One, some girl ain't finna just impress you because she got a big booty and a smile. That's not gonna be enough. Because the moment she opens her mouth and she's just all ratchet as all get out, and then you bring her over and she's disrespectful to mom and all this stuff, you're gonna be like, nope, I'm good. But then when she comes and she comes correct and she's smart and she's good and again, she don't have to have a PhD. I can kid my girl ain't got no bachelor's and masters. No, but she's still one of the smartest women I know. When she knows her stuff and when she comes correct, you're already like, look, I got money, I'm healthy, I take care of myself, my mental is right, and I'm educated, meant not just through a degree, but through life. I've read Rich Dad Poor Dad, I've read Outwitting the Devil, I've read The Obstacle is the Way, I've read Think and Grow Rich, I've read Relentless by Tim Grover, I've read Kobe, I've read so many books that you can't hit me with no BS. Not on some, I need my man to put me in my place. No, my sons ain't gonna fall for that crap. They're not gonna fall for that. They're gonna go for a woman that says, hey, look, baby, I'm gonna come to you. You're gonna walk through the door and you're gonna be like, man, I got 20%. My baby's gonna be like, I got your 80. I got you. What do you need? I just need some food and I need to sit down, take a dump, and just think for a couple of minutes. I got you. And she handles the
Yeah.
80%. That's what my boys are gonna know, Shaggy.
see, I think, and a lot of things is more just like I think guys got to, especially as dudes, we got to start talking more about like, at least for me, because I'm comfortable enough to tell dudes, especially like when I train at the gym and I got younger guys who talk to me about it, and I like to tell them like, look, I'm not focused on if my girl can if my girl's this amazing chef or anything like that. I'm not worried about that shit. Cause I can cook if I need to. Like if it
Facts.
really gets
Same.
down to it, if it really gets down to it, I know how to cook. If she wants to cook and she wants to do her thing, that's cool. I'm more worried about how my house life is gonna be. Is it gonna be peaceful? I go through enough bullshit throughout my day.
Exactly.
Come home and I feel relieved. I don't want to have that feeling like fuck. I'm about to go home. I don't want that. I want to be like, yeah, I'm about to go home, chill. It's about to be nice. I'm about to smoke my little blunt, eat my
There it
little
is.
food,
Relax.
and find someone that gives you that comfort, like just to let you just put that guard down. Because as dudes, we always got our guard up, no matter how much we smile and how much we shaking people's hands and dapping everybody hands up and being cool and all that shit. We still got our guard up. At the end of the day, we still got our guard up, thinking, okay, what's at least me. I'm like, all right. Everybody seem cool. Everybody's cool. Where my girl at? She right here. At least that's how my head is moving. So at least for me, I'm like, it's got to be a place where I can turn that off and I can just chill. I don't gotta do that here. Cause then if I gotta do it here, then I'm not gonna want to be here. Cause it's supposed to be the one place I don't want. I'm not supposed to do it.
Yeah, home is
But
where you're supposed to be able to be yourself.
Amen.
and it's just, but shit. Well, let me check something out. Onto that. Well, speaking of that, what are just some things that not just men or just women, not just men and women. Not we're gonna bring everybody together because I don't like the whole divide. I don't like all that shit. I really don't
No,
like that.
No
I don't
gender
like that shit.
wars.
Yeah, I don't like that shit, man. Like the way I see it is everybody, both sides have qualities that make it come together. That's why that's I feel like that's why that's why we are how we are is we have specific jobs and like that we complement each other with. Like I feel like women like ladies are very good at being nurturing, but there still has to be that hard side that lets them know that brings it's like it's a balance. It's a
yes,
balance. We're both like this because it's supposed to balance this shit out. We're not
yes,
supposed if it's like if it's there's they're magnets. The opposites are supposed to attract. If you put a negative to a negative, what happens? It bounces off.
bounce right off.
Yeah.
And a positive to a positive bounces off. So those differences is what brings it together. So people got to stop worrying about all that other shit, all the other shit. But
I feel you.
what are some things that just as people that they can do to kind of more just like if no like they don't need any money, no money required, just a couple things they can add to their daily life that could improve it that can improve it because without having to either break the wallet, just something simple they can do. Like if it's looking at the mirror, stuff like that. Like what's some stuff that anybody can do without that they can do right now without any extras to kind of help improve it. At least take that first step.
Well, you know me. I tell everybody the same thing I've been saying for the last 6 or 7 years. When I first heard this, I say increase your ABCs, right? Increase your ABCs. Your A is your association. It don't cost you money to go make a new friend, but go into the right environment and be around people who are like-minded, right? Because you can be around some negative people and they're just negative all day long, and that just beats you up. So go around people who have aspirations, desires like you, right? One reason why I've always enjoyed having a conversation with you because you keep it 100. I like being around people who keep it 100. Like, don't BS me, don't lie to me, don't tell me no crap. I want to hear. Like, be 100 with me. And if I disagree, I'm cool with disagreeing. But I would say, man, be around people who we all have the same goal. We all have, the same ambitions, which is, man, I want to see you win. I want to see you succeed. I want to know that if you call me at 2 o'clock in the morning and you say, hey, I'm here, it's raining, and whether I'm with my girl or not, can you be here? And I'm close, I'm pulling up. You want that type of association. You want people who are really genuinely want to get money, who want to better their lifestyle. Number two is, I've said this a couple of times already, the books you read. Don't be afraid to read. Don't be afraid to be a student of life. One thing I always tell the people, the kids I mentor, I say, all these millionaires and billionaires and trillionaires, they're giving you everything that they've ever done to become millionaires, billionaires, and trillionaires. And it's not always about money, but think about it. Money gives you options and it gives you a lot of peace of mind a lot of times, right? So read the books that these people are writing. And again, it doesn't have to be Rich Dad, Poor Dad or Think and Grow Rich. Those are great books. But read a book on something you're actually genuinely interested in that you want to improve on. If it's music, read a book that, I don't know. I can't think of the guy who worked with Michael Jackson. I can't think of his name right now. I know he just recently passed away, but read his book and see how he talked and managed his artists if that's what you're interested in. If you want to learn about money, I got plenty of money books, personal development, plenty of personal development books, but stay a student of life and read articles and books. Number three is attend conferences. Man, you don't always have to pay $400 or $500 to attend a conference or a 10,000 to see Tony Evans. There's plenty of free stuff in Los Angeles that you can go to. But go to events, go to meetups, go to anything that's going to help you improve your mindset. Because again, you talked about relationships. Social media is hella negative when it comes to relationships. It's hella negative when it comes to money. It's hella negative when it comes to taking care of your body. Why do you think 74% of the country is overweight and obese right now? Is because you have this big community saying it's okay to eat those cookies. It's okay to eat that nasty food. It's okay to go to McDonald's.
Hey, it's
Those
hard though. It's hard.
Trust me, I
That
know.
shit hard though. I feel
But
attacked. No, I'm just
if
kidding.
you were around me, I'll give you another example. Hopefully my girl doesn't hear this, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna be between you and I. But no, if you're around me and I'm like McDonald's cookies, which is my kryptonite, Shaggy, or a salad, you might be like, McDonald's cookies. And I'm like, nah. Well, can you give me a right there? Nah. Well, I'm a DoorDash. I'm going to slap the phone out your hand. I'm gonna hold you accountable because you told me that you wanted to be just you wanted to see your daughter walk down the aisle and dance with her. Well, guess what? She's not even born yet. And when she does come here, that's another 25, 30 years. So you might
Yeah,
not see
very
her
true.
walk down the aisle until your 50s and 60s. So saying no to this cookie now may just save your life. And then you're gonna be like, oh, it's hard. I'm gonna be like, yeah, but you're gonna thank me when I'm at your daughter's wedding, and you're gonna be like, Mark, I feel better than ever. And I'm like, yeah, I told you 40 years ago you was gonna thank me.
And
You
then
feel
right
me?
then and there, you know what's gonna happen is right then and there, I'm gonna look at you and I'm gonna pull a cookie out. I'm gonna eat that motherfucker.
and I would slap it out your hand.
Like
You know
I
what I'm
fucking
saying?
made it.
And you gonna want to fight me. You gonna be like, oh, you gonna want to throw hands, and I'm gonna bear hug you.
I'm
And
gonna eat
I
that
know you know
motherfucker quick
taekwondo.
as fuck.
You
You're not
know
even gonna get a
moves.
chance.
I won't
I'm
even
like,
get
I
a chance
made
to
it.
grab
Hey,
you.
I made it, and I'm that. Hey,
Yeah, but no, that's what I say, man. ABCs, man. Association, books, and conferences. You change those things, it don't cost you a dime. You just got to pay attention. That's it. Once you do those things, that's what I tell everybody. You'll be okay. Say no to the cookies.
all right, all right. All right, Tank. We got any questions for my man?
Yeah, I was about to say. So, Mark, you said you read a lot of books about financial literacy and like personal development. What are some great books that people can read for some like personal development? Because I know there's a lot of people out there that like just have no guidance, nowhere to go, and like we've been talking about, social media is like just full of negativity and kind of like enabling people to just sit on their ass and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So for the people that do want to, improve themselves and in their bank accounts, what are some books that you would suggest to read?
Man, so many. So my favorite book of all time is The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. I read that book once a year. I suggest everybody read that book because there's a lot of hurdles that people have in their life. And sometimes that hurdle is the one thing that's keeping them away from success. It's like somebody saying, well, I'm an introvert, right? I don't like talking to people. Well, sometimes talking to someone could be that one door that opens that changes your life forever. So The Obstacle is the Way is my first number one book. Second book is Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. That's Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. That teaches you so much about life and just perspective on just why we do certain things and how we're wired. Great book. The third book is Winning by Tim Grover. He was the one who trained Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, and that book just messes with your mind because you think you work hard now, it totally just makes you feel like a bum, and then you get up and you go, okay, I got to get busy. My third book I would say is when it comes to finances, The Richest Man to Ever Live: The Story of King Solomon. I can't think of the guy's name right now who wrote it, but if you want to learn about money, The Richest Man to Ever Live, Story of King Solomon is one of the best books you can ever read in your entire life. The fifth book I would say is this is where you get kind of dicey. But if you're someone like me who likes to plan things and who needs a system, we're just not freestyling out here. Your Next Five Moves by Patrick Bet David. That's going to be one of the best
Hey,
books you read.
I listened to
I like
Patrick Pet
Patrick.
Davis.
You
Shout
listen to
out
Pat. Yes.
to the PBT podcast.
Yeah, PBD podcast. I'm telling you,
I
your
fuck
next
with
five
them.
moves will, and he's the CEO of my company. Shout out to PBD.
I love. Hey, it's so funny. I like because like, he be talking like, so you think that's a problem? So is that a problem? That's
Yeah, yeah, no, PBD, man, him being my CEO for the last 6 years, I've learned so much from him. But your next five moves is super important, and then follow up with choose your enemies wisely. Like you read those books back to back. I'm telling you, your views on planning, just anything, marriage, relationships, finances, business, it just opens your mind to the possibilities. And then you read Choose Your Enemies Wisely. So then you can zero in on, hey, I need an enemy. And it could be obesity. If you're overweight and you're like, it's hard, your enemy is eating that salad every day, right? Or eating that lettuce or eating those fruits every day. So I suggest those books. And then you can get into Atomic Habits, which is a great book. You can get into Millionaire Mind. There's just so many books, but I always would recommend those 5, 6 books first, and then you go into all the other books. What's another good money book? Richest Man in Babylon is actually a really good book. What else? Another good money, but of course, Rich Dad Poor Dad. Rich Dad Poor Dad is very particular though because it teaches you the mindset of money and how Robert Kiyosaki, developed that fighting spirit of like, okay, I see my rich dad and I see my poor dad. Which one am I going to follow? Of course, he followed his rich dad, but it kind of confuses you if you don't have that drive to go out and really get rich. Some people read it and they're just like, this is impossible. I could never accomplish that. So I personally think Rich Dad Poor Dad is a little advanced. for someone who's just like me. I didn't know anything about money. I tried to read Rich Dad Poor Dad. I sucked. And then I read The Richest Man to Ever Live, story of King Solomon. And then I was able to go back and read Rich Dad Poor Dad. So same thing with Think and Grow Rich. You don't just pick up Think and Grow. I never suggest Think and Grow Rich because you can't just pick that book up and read it like it's a Harry Potter book.
Yeah.
No, Think and Grow Rich, you got to read it, fall asleep, wake up, read the same thing again, take notes, fall asleep, wake up, read it again, and then you go to the next chapter. Think and Grow Rich is ridiculous. And then I even suggest this. It's a book called Love and Respect, right? By, is it T. Harv? I can't think of his name. I don't know why I'm losing names right now, but Love and Respect is really good for relationships. Story of the crazy cycle. I'm telling you, me and my girl was doing this in the crazy cycle shack. We was going around, we was going around, we was going around. And then we finally started to study Love and Respect. And I would sit here and look at her and be like, oh, you think I don't love you? And I think you don't respect me. And that's why we're beefing all the damn time. So let me show you that I love you, and then you show me that you respect me, and then I give love, you give respect. And then also with that, my last one I'll suggest is the five love languages, Tank. If you ain't never read the five love languages, I'm telling you, every person should read that book at least twice in their life. Because even when me and my girl have our moments, Shaggy, where we're kind of like, I'm mad at you, or you didn't do this, you didn't do. I'd be like, you know what, baby? Remember the two things I need. And she'd be like, what do you need? I need physical touch and I need words of affirmation. That's it. You give me physical touch and you give me words. Sometimes it's just rubbing my hair, sometimes it's just holding my hand. That takes me from 1,000 Tank all the way to just, I love you, I'm good, what do you need? So I would suggest those books. So those are a couple of books I would suggest for starters. But trust me, I got a whole library. If I took you to my bookshelf right now, Tank, you would see dozens of books. So we'll start there if that helps out. If that helps anybody out.
There you go. Nice.
Kind of touched on it. Shaggy's told me about this, that you're in the financial space, and you like you said, you work with a lot of athletes and just people with just money in general.
Mm-hmm.
What advice would you give to people like that come into money and don't know where to begin and where to put it, where to invest it, if they should hold it? You know what I mean?
Man, when people come into money, what I always say is take 30%, put it in your checking account or whatever it is, the other 70, let it sit. Don't make any fast decisions with it. And the 30% should be what you should already be living off of now. Now I get it. I tell all my clients this, I tell everybody this, Tank. The economy sucks right now.
Yes.
Literally, I was in Texas last week. Gas was 267. I literally land back in California, get gas. Gas is 450. I'm like, how did I leave and gas is more? And it's double what I pay. What my friends are paying in Texas. It's $2 more. So I get it. The
And that's
economy is
high for
tough.
them. Hold up. And
That
$2 is
is,
high
yeah.
for
Yeah,
them.
that's what I'm saying. So I'm like, we in Cali. I get it. It's hard to live off of 30% of your income. But if you can, by any means necessary, don't live off all of your income. That's number one. So take some, keep it, spend it, lend it, invest it, do what you need to do. Take the other 70 and just sit on it for a while. Now, if you've already been in your groove and you're trying to figure out budgeting and stuff like that, get a budget. Like literally sit down with a professional, sit down with someone like me. I will do a financial life analysis on you and I will break down even from, that chicken sandwich you buy from Chick-fil-A. I'm going to find every single dime that you spent. And I'm going to be like, well, Tank, you spend $400 every 2 weeks just on food. You spend another $300 on buying clothes. You spend another $200, and I'm gonna hold you accountable to this. And I'm like, well, you need to allocate this, and this. You need to cut back on subscriptions. You need to get a Fire Stick, whatever it is. So have a real conversation with someone like me, who's a financial planner. I'm not an advisor or an actual financial advisor, but I can help you create a budget. So that's the first thing is don't live off all of your money. Second thing is sit down with the planner so they can have a serious conversation with you. And then once you stand in there butt booty naked, Tank, then it's like, now we can do something. Now I can show you, okay, this is your rent, this is your gas, this is what you spend on. You want to come home, roll your blunt up? Okay, we have a budget for that. We have drinking, we have traveling, we have everything's out there in the open. So now I can say, okay, if you're only bringing in 4,000, and this happens, Tank, but you're spending 4,700. I'm like, where are you getting 700 from? You're literally robbing Peter to pay Paul. Now I'm like, now you have a decision to make. You can either listen to me, Tank, or you can go do your thing. And most times people listen to me when I have them out there butt booty naked, Tank, and I have their budget and I have their checking account, I have everything sitting in front of me, then they're like, okay, how do I invest? Okay, these are the people you can go talk to about investing. Well, what else do I need to protect my foundation? That's where I come in. Life insurance. Everybody should have life insurance. And if you can't get life insurance, get an annuity. If you can't get an annuity, man, go to a different account. But get life insurance. If you're someone like me who's, like I said, about to be married pretty soon, kids, blended family, man, you should at least have $1 million life insurance term. That's going to cost you 50, $60 a month minimum, right? So have life insurance, and then you have your rainy day. Have 6 months of your rainy day sitting there. Then you got your play money, and then have three accounts. Have your business account, have your checking account, right? And then have your, again, you guys are married, have that family account, right, that you guys use. So that's what I tell people is have three different accounts so you're not dipping in each account. Separate your money. And then once you do that and you're standing naked in front of me and I'm looking at your money, then we can come back 6 months from now and say, okay, how'd you do? Hey, Mark, I got this much growing in my life insurance. I got this much growing in my IRA, Roth IRA. I got this much growing, in this. I got Apple, Amazon, this. And then I have this much that I'm able to live off of. I just bought a new car. Great. How'd you do that? My life insurance, I borrow money from that. No taxes, fees, or penalties. I just bought a new Mercedes. Great. So that's what I always tell people is you got to expose yourself. You got to be real with yourself. And by no means do not live on every single dime that you receive. And again, I've done that before. I know how hard it is. It's hard because you're literally living check to Monday. You get paid on Friday and you're broke by Monday. But then you got to have a real conversation with yourself and be like, baby, you can't keep going to Starbucks every day. I will learn how to make a matcha. I will. Or I'll learn how to make this. Right? And then I guess last but not least is start a business, Tank. I tell everybody 1099 is a beautiful feeling because there's over 112 things you can write off. Your phone bill, your internet bill, your gas, your travel, your plane tickets, your dry cleaning. 1099, all you have to do is make like $600 in your business and you can write off so much and be like, yep, business write off. So then now you're saving money. And if you really want to get tricky, get a corporation, pay yourself through your business. So when the IRS or somebody try to come after you, be like, shoot, I only make 20,000 a year. When in reality, all your money's funneled through your business. But that's a whole nother crash course I don't want to go into. So again, I could talk for hours, but I'll stop right there. Hopefully that helps somebody watching this.
That definitely will. Definitely will. We definitely got to make sure we push out more people about saving because I feel like people think spending and spending is the way to go. But just it's not. It's if you don't have it, you shouldn't spend it.
Don't spend,
Like
don't.
I tell a lot of examples like, look, I really would really want a pair of Jordans, but if I look at my bank account and I can't buy the Jordans, well, I can, but I'm not gonna have a lot of money left over. Looks like I'm not getting them Jordans. It just looks
To
like
this
I'm not
day,
getting
I've
them
never
Jordans,
owned
man.
a pair
Like,
of Jordans.
but no, it's just like if I can't afford to buy it and still pay my bills and still be comfortable, I don't buy it. Believe me,
That's
there's a
it.
lot of shit I would love to buy. I would love a motorcycle. I would love a bunch of shit right now, but it would affect our finances so bad that it just doesn't make sense. I gotta sit out. Hopefully, in a couple months to a year, I'll have enough saved up where I can get my motorcycle.
There it
But
is.
but they gotta get rid of the instant gratification feeling.
That's it.
Oh yeah.
That's it. And that's
That's
what
just
hurts
hard.
people the most.
That's just hard because if it wasn't for instant gratification, I wouldn't have certain things. Like I wouldn't have my dog, if we be completely honest. Yeah,
Everybody
dude.
has their vice.
No, it wasn't even that. It just was like I want a dog, and then just happenstance. Hey, I got a dog.
Right. That's what always
Hey,
happens.
I got a dog. I was like, fuck, I was about to get one, but then I was like, I couldn't pay the fees, but now I don't have to pay the fees. Yeah, I give me the dog. Yeah,
That's it. And that's what always happens. And I tell people, I was like, if you really want something and you work hard for it, there's a good chance you might even be gifted with it or blessed with it, right? Or you just work hard and you get it, right? And I always tell people, like, I've never owned a pair of Jordans because it's not that I can't buy it. It's just, man, 250 or 300 for some shoes that I might wear twice a year. I'm like, man, I'd rather put that money inside of an IUL, or I'd rather, put that towards, taking my kids to Costa Rica. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with having Jordans. If that's your thing, please get all the Jordans you want. It's just how are you looking at money long term? How are you looking at it
True.
like, okay, do I really want these Jordans? No. But do I really want to put my kids in private school and that's going to cost me 30,000 a year? Yes. Okay, let me go make a bunch of money where I can buy Jordans and put my kids in private school. But
Oh, my
sometimes you
kid's
got to say
about to
no to them
be
Jordans.
my kid's about to be wearing Vans. Man, I went to go. Nah, bro. Nah, man.
Yeah,
I went to go try to buy some Nikes, just like some black, just some black Nikes, just some black, just so I can have some black and white shoes, just something I can have. Man, Air Max was like $160. I was like, God damn, like. With that same 200, I can go to the Vans outlet out here in East LA and get. I bought a pair of comfy cushions for $20.
there it is.
Bruh, I'm like, I'm Vans. I'm taking. I hope my kids never develop a taste for for Jordans and shit. I'm hoping. Or I'm gonna give them the ultimatum my dad used to give us when we used to go school shopping. He'd be like, "Look, I can spend 200 for that one pair of Jordans, or I can get you three pairs of Nikes for that same amount.
Bingo.
Which one you want to do?" And I'd always be like, "Let me get the three. Let me get the three
Yeah,
Nikes."
exactly. Let me get them three. Or it used to be Reebok Classics, two for 89. No, two for 79.
Yeah,
Oh
K
man,
Swisses,
the
fucking
K Swiss. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I'm like, I'll take two pairs. You know what I'm saying? Or my shell toes. I
All
get
the
some
stuff
black
that's
shell toes, some
vintage
white
now.
shell toes.
All the shit that's vintage now.
I know. I know. I'm an old man. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm only 37, so I'm not that old yet.
But we're at the age where like champion, all that shit. That was all Payless shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
you used to
Yeah, it
get
was all
made fun of
Payless
for
shit.
having champion and stuff
Yeah,
like
you was
that. Now it's the thing to have. I should have kept it
yeah.
all.
When I was a kid, that meant you was broke, and that's how I knew. That's how I knew I was broke.
You shopped at Walmart.
That's it. And I was proud of it. I was like, look, I'm
Yeah,
being raised by a single mom with two boys. Listen,
Yeah, we used
I'm
to
finna, I'm
rock
finna
whatever.
take
Well,
this.
it is what it is, man.
those were the
Didn't matter.
days.
You still had to look. You still had to look sweet in it. But nowadays, like it's just different, man. It's crazy. We're the unks now.
No,
Wait,
don't
we're
say that. They be trying to
Well,
call me that. I'll be like, nah, fam.
all right.
I'm
We're not
big
the
bro.
unks, but we the
we're
I'm big
we're
bro.
approaching. Yeah, we're big bro right now.
I'm
yeah.
big
We're
We
in
bro.
that
like
I'm
era.
still big bro.
He said we're
we
unks.
like the seniors. We're like freshmen, and we like the seniors.
That's it. I'm big
And we
bro,
already
man.
been
You cover
played
me.
this. We already been in this shit for 4 years already. We already know how this shit go. You think
Right.
you know? You think you?
Right. So yeah, no, not me. I'm big bro until I get some grades. And right now I'm doing pretty good. You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel like I got long hair now too.
I know, I see. There it is. You know what I'm saying?
This is my last hurrah. But this is my last hurrah. I told my fiance I'm gonna let this grow out. I was like, but if those sides and those corners get bad, it's time to cut it off.
Is it getting
Just
light on
saying,
you
soon
yet?
as I already got a I already got a big forehead. I don't need that. I don't need that joint that start all the way back here. I don't need. I don't.
The Stephen A.
Yeah, I don't need that, bro. I'll go bald real quick and just say fuck it. Start growing the facial hair out more.
Oh my, and that's what happens when they get bald, they get a beard. And I'm like, nah, fam, I don't even like facial hair.
Yeah, but if you do the bald and no facial hair, people think you got cancer.
Right? You say you look like a worm.
Yeah, you look weird. You look. No offense to anybody out there that got the combination. It's just an interesting combination.
Man, no, man, they look like a worm. You just
Or no, you look like Agent 47. You know, a boy from that video game, the Hitman. Hitman, you look.
Yeah,
No, I love my lock. My girl can do my lock, so I'm good. I trust me. We're gonna keep these for a minute.
Hey, no, I feel it. I'm gonna let this shit go. I'm gonna let it keep going. I did it strategically. I gave her a chance. I only did it to where it's above my hairline. So the further it goes back.
Oh man, I love it. I love it.
All right. Well. All right. How's everybody on time?
I'm good for now.
I think I got another 10 minutes.
All right. So we got another 10 minutes. We'll bring up a couple quick topics. Let me give me a quick second. Should go. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? So did you hear about the news about Netflix? The NFL might be coming to Netflix.
Really?
NFL might be coming to Netflix. Was it you who sent me that, Jimmy?
I believe so. So the rumor is that YouTube TV might be losing their Sunday ticket deal, and Netflix is working on picking it up for the next season and seasons to come if it's successful. Personally, I'm gonna just throw my opinion out there. I don't like this because they've already raised the price of Netflix 3 times in the last 2 years, and now it's gonna raise again.
I only pay
So
like $6.99. Well, I got ads, so I got ads and shit.
well, there's that. But my wife likes to run it all the way through, no interruptions. So we're
Yeah, I
gonna be
feel you.
paying the highest
I've,
tier.
I've.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, I feel it. Hey, nah, I feel you. That means you paying that 25.
Ugh,
Woo!
That's all you,
easily.
big dog. Hey, listen, I don't know. I was gonna say something. I don't know who's watching this. Some people still got codes and passwords. Not saying it's me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's me. I ain't
But
paid for Netflix in probably like 20 years. I'm not
nah, I
saying it's
feel you on
me.
that shit. So you saying? Were you saying thing?
No, I was just saying that like this is not. I don't know. If it's successful, cool. If it's not, it really doesn't matter to me. I'm not using the
I
service.
think if they're smart with it, if they were smart to do it, I think it would be something. If I was to do it, if I was in charge of this plan, and I wanted to make people at least bring more people to Netflix, I'd be like that 25.99 will get you the NFL pack. But to pay for it, you got to have ads during the game. There's gonna be a
Ah,
caveat. It's gonna
Fair.
come with that 25.99 price. It's gonna come with that. But there's gonna be ads during the game because you
right.
gotta pay. You gotta pay to add people somehow. You gotta pay them somehow. So if I was to do it, I hope they would do it like that. But if they make it an extra ad on top of that show, an extra charge, man, I'm at least me. I'm not shit. I'm gonna do what everybody do. I ain't gonna put out the. I ain't gonna snitch out the sites either, like all the dumbasses be doing and be getting all the sites caught up.
I know.
No, just know I got them. Shout outs to all you putting the hard work in.
Yes, and I
Y'all
know
are
the
real
sites too.
MVPs.
I'm not gonna say the sites because I don't know who's listening. You know what I'm saying?
And
But
jailbreak and whoever be jailbreaking fire sticks, we love you for that.
we love y'all. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, no, I think it's the death of cable TV. Like it's been a long time coming.
That shit's back. I feel like it's back. I feel like it's slowly made its way back. It's just morphed into Netflix and Hulu with ads.
Yeah, and Prime showing NFL, Netflix is showing NFL, Peacock is showing NFL. They're showing a lot of game. I'm like, it's. I mean, what do you really? Well, I haven't had cable TV since 2016, so I don't even know what cable TV is like anymore. I go to my aunt's house and watch cable, and I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, what are all these channels? But again, every besides what NBC, ABC, even TNT lost Kenny and all them. Kenny and Shaq are no longer on TNT. Like that's why TNT was well known for Kenny, Shaq, and Ernie and all those guys. So they lost that contract. I think they're going to NBC. Like it's slowly fading away. I mean, who really sits and watches ESPN the way again us old timers used to? You turn on ESPN, you want to hear? Hey, we watch First Take. We
I know
watch.
you don't even watch that shit anymore.
We
Hey, I
don't
just thought
watch
about that
it.
shit. It's never it's never like Sports Center anymore. It's literally it goes from talk show to talk show. It'd be like
That's
Literally,
just people yelling at each other all day.
what's the early
literally.
early morning one?
That's for take. Get up.
That's First Take.
Get up.
Oh,
Get
get
up
up.
is
No,
the
Yeah,
get
get
up.
early
up.
Yeah.
morning. No, the early morning one
Yeah,
is get up, and then
yeah,
you got first take,
yeah,
and then after first take, there's like a bunch of other random ones that they be having, and then you'll have Sports Center.
yeah. And
Right
then it's
before the
like
game.
we're not looking at the ticker no more. I remember that was a thing. You just put it on just because you knew something was going to pop up at the bottom of the ticker, or you were going to see a highlight or a top 10. But now even the top 10 is like trash sometimes. You're like, this isn't like, what is this crap? I don't know. To me, I think it's the death of cable TV, and we're going to that. Like pretty soon, Facebook is going to be streaming, Instagram is going to be streaming,
What I
TikTok's going to be streaming. Like it's going to be happening. It's like cable is going to be no more. So I don't think it's good or bad. I just think it's literally the death of cable TV. It's coming.
look, what I think
I
what I
agree.
hope happens is that they don't try to get greedy with it and try to have like every market has its own deal with the streaming service.
Hmm.
I hope it is still like that cable model is like they'd have to like one streaming service has the rights for the NBA season or at least like kind of like how ESPN and ABC kind of would split games or NBC and like the NFL like how the NFL splits NBC and
Fox.
Fox, yeah, like how they split like half the games like where it's easy, where you know you can go to or go to them or CBS, like the games on CBS, where it's easy. Not where if I want to watch my Niners, I gotta watch them on fucking Hulu. But
Yeah,
if I want to watch if I want to watch the fucking if I don't watch the shitty Packers play, I gotta watch them on fucking I gotta watch them on fucking Paramount.
and Paramount. That's what it is.
Yeah, but what I'm like, I just don't want that to be the case, bro. Because if that's the case, it's just gonna push everybody back to watching the shit on the streaming on the illegal streaming
on the
sites.
sites. Yeah.
Because
That
at least that's where we'll go to watch, so we can watch every game without having to go through the hassle of checking through everything, or just turn on Red Zone and call it a day.
literally. Literally, and I think that's fading away. It's fading away for like I remember the first time I saw ads on Netflix. Like I wasn't even really watching Netflix like that. Then I got back in it because my girl wanted to start Breaking Bad, and so we've been going through that. But I was like, an ad? Like what is this? I had no clue. I was like, an ad? I've never seen an ad on Netflix. And again, I sound like an old man, but I was like, this is crazy.
I
I've
will
never
say,
seen an ad. That's wild.
I think it will be good because as a wrestling fan, I love the fact that Raw is on Netflix. I
Same.
love
I
the
do
shit.
too.
That's crazy.
I love
Raw was
it
on USA. I
because I can
grew
go
up with
back and
Raw.
forth.
Raw was on no SmackDown was on
Nah, Spike.
UPN
That
and
shit was
Raw
on
was on
Spike TV.
Spike.
USA. And Raw was on Monday on USA and SmackDown was Thursdays on UPN.
Yep.
That was what I grew up with. That was on
Oh,
Netflix. I'm like,
man.
Lord,
Like,
I'm
we
an
were just
old man.
talking about me being a wrestling fan, how much I used to hate when SmackDown was on fucking Thursdays because
On Thursday.
Couldn't
I
stay
was
up and watch it.
yeah, but no, yeah, because I had the issue of fucking Raw because it was on Mondays and I couldn't stay up. Then, but I had Friday Night SmackDown. I was like, cool, I can watch it on Fridays. They moved that shit back to Thursdays. I was
Yes,
pissed.
I
I
know.
was pissed. I was like, I can't watch this shit now.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, that
Oh my
shit's funny.
gosh. Those were the days. That was it. Was you watch Raw and then you watch SmackDown, and then it was like that was it. Now it's on Netflix
But I like
again.
that's the one thing I do like is because now with just me being an adult, I can't watch it live. So
Yeah,
I do like being able to
that
like
part.
the next day watch it. Hold on, my dog. Can you hear my dog fucking?
Not really.
Oh, okay, cool. Cause he's
No,
over here dreaming. Have you ever watched the dog dream? It's weird. Like, but yeah, I think it's just dope. At least for me. But I hope it pans out. I hope if Netflix can pay enough money to get every team, I think it'll work out for them. If it starts splitting off into like how region into that regional shit, I think it's gonna be bad.
it's definitely gonna split off. I know they balling. I don't know if they balling like that,
All right.
but
Last topic before everybody got to go. How did everybody feel about the All Star shit this year?
honestly, I like you said, I've been so busy. I couldn't even pay no mind, brother. I was literally so busy, but I feel for the All Star game. I'll just say this real quick. I feel for the All Star game because again, we grew up in the '90s and the 2000s where they competed, right? And to see 161 to 167, All Star games or the dunk contest is not the same, or certain people don't want to compete in the 3-point contest. It's like again, that hurts my heart because as an athlete, somebody who ran Division 1 track, who's still competitive, like I'm trying to beat you at any chance I get. I don't care if I'm 37. I'm getting in the dunk contest and I'm shooting in the 3-point contest. Like I'm trying to beat you in the game, but it's like they don't really care. They're just letting these guys go back and just do whatever they want, and that breaks my heart because now that's what, like you said, going back full circle. That's what these kids think is okay. They think just getting your check, being in the rap video, and being nonchalant about your game. I think that's what happens, man. And so it breaks my heart, Shaggy. It breaks my heart.
Oh man, what about you, Tank?
I mean, I was busy as well for the All Star weekend, but from what did see, this thing is it's became the worst of the All
Yeah.
Star weekends, and it's disappointing because it used to be the best.
I
So
know we used to be excited, like, oh shit, the fucking
yeah, there was
this All
hype.
Star weekend dunk contest about to happen, 3-point contest about to happen. Like we used to be hyped about that shit.
The stars don't pop out no more. So it would have been cool to see LeBron at least compete in a 3-point contest at one point in his career, or a skills comp, something different. If you didn't want to dunk, even how he didn't play in the game, but you could have let everybody know the week you knew you were hurt. You could have let us know. Somebody else could have been in the spot.
Somebody could have took
Trey
his spot.
Young, I'm gonna keep saying it.
He
Trey
still
Young
he still got in though.
I know, but
Oh,
he's not a right.
you wanted him to get
How
it on the first.
how you going? But was he on the actual All Star team? Was he on one of those Rising Star teams? I
No,
know Pitt.
he was ended up filling in for somebody, I forget. Somebody
Okay,
got
but I'm
hurt and
like,
he ended up coming in.
that'd have been mad bad if they would have put him on the Rising Stars. I'm like, this nigga been in the league for like 8
six
Yeah.
years.
years.
Like,
No,
yeah,
he's too old, right? But I did see a play. He like bounced one off of Kyrie Irving's back and then went through Steph's legs. So he definitely did play. I saw that highlight.
I think what they honestly should do now, because these dudes got to be motivated. I feel like you could tackle it one or two ways. I feel like you could tackle it from an ownership perspective and at least have the league, and the league can help out, but kind of like give them incentives in their contracts. Like, look, I'm a big component, and some people might not like this shit. And I think if you want to get the most out of the players and get rid of this injury or this niggas taking time off, you might want to start looking at the NFL and start looking at their contracts and seeing
Yeah.
what they do. Like, yeah, it's less guaranteed money, and you don't get to sit on that high horse anymore and say all of our players are guaranteed. And the NFL can look at you like, you see where it got you.
Maybe that's what we need though.
Yeah.
I'm a big like I believe that them getting 200 million 4 years in is kind of ruining what we're getting in the product.
Yeah.
There's no incentive for them to try anymore after that
Exactly.
first deal. That's generational wealth. They don't ever have to play another game.
Literally.
Ever again. Like the NFL understood that shit, but I really think the NFL needs a Jamarcus Russell. Like I don't think the NFL has had a Jamarcus Russell yet,
Uh-huh.
or the NBA is my bad. The NBA hasn't had a Jamarcus Russell.
Ben
Uh-huh.
I
Simmons,
think, huh?
I think Ben Simmons is going to be
Not as
there.
bad though. I don't think
No,
it's
you know,
bad
no,
though.
you're definitely
Ben
right.
Simmons
It's
is
not as bad,
close.
but I
Hey,
do
Ben
think
Simmons is very close to
I agree.
Jamarcus Russell. You know, I agree with my man Tank here.
Ben
But but
Simmons is
but
going to be the reason with on the next
no,
CBA,
but I
the
what I
owners are going
mean,
to double back and they're going to redo this whole thing to where we don't see this no more.
like what I
Everything is going
mean,
to change in the next CBA.
yeah, like what I mean is like, yeah, Ben, like I can see the correlation, but what I don't see is like what happened with Jamarcus Russell. I feel like is worse. Like
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah, no, 1,000%.
what it took Jamarcus Russell to completely kill those big rookie contracts.
Yeah, there's a real
He's
pay scale now.
Yeah, he killed those big rookie contracts because of that.
Yeah.
And Ben Simmons, yes, is a bust. Yes, you can put him in the same as a
He
bust,
can't shoot.
but he's not that. But he's not that like he's not the player because they still handing out those contracts. So he hasn't been that. There's gonna be that one player that's supposed to be a
To be
surefire thing. They gonna give him that big ass contract and then snap.
I mean, it was Zion too. Zion to me is my biggest disappointment. Like I can't stand that dude because his big fat butt couldn't just stay healthy. Seriously, I'm
couldn't
like,
stop
bro,
eating
you was a beast,
crawfish.
that
Hey,
dude.
hey, hey! He just hit. He was just the first. He's the third fastest to get to such and such points. What are you talking about?
He's the third fastest to 5,000 points in 200 games. Mind you, he did it in 6 years. Everybody
Yeah,
else does it in
hey,
two and a
36
half.
years, but he from New Orleans. Put some respect on it.
Oh, man.
Okay, well, Zion was a bust to me. I'm like, this
Yeah, he
dude.
is. Nah, he is, but
Compared to his hype, yeah, he is.
he is.
Yeah, my
Yeah, but
goodness.
look, I think with a lot of shit, it's gonna change. I think a lot of stuff is gonna change. I think the NFL had more of a reason to do it. Like everybody does complain about the Pro Bowl and shit like that. I do get it. But at the same time, like I'll give it just to play devil's advocate and comparing it to the NBA. There's less of a chance of serious injury in the NBA All Star Game than there is in the NFL All Star
Oh
Game.
yeah,
So
100%.
True.
so we can't really ask the NFL guys to really want to hit each other that fucking hard
Yeah,
in the off season. Like their sport inherently is a lot more violent. So I
yeah,
get why you might want to take that game completely out of it. And just do like the flag. I like the me personally, I like the flag football thing. I think it's dope. And they're trying. Though you can tell that they're trying to beat each other.
yeah,
So that's cool. Now some of these skill games, they can get rid of the Mickey Mouse hands. They can get rid of that shit. I don't think any of
Yeah,
that shit.
I don't like that anymore.
I'll bring me and Jimmy were talking about bring back the fucking old school pump pass and kick challenge we used to see on
yeah,
ESPN 2 when
yeah.
fucking Jim Harbaugh was the quarterback for the Chargers and yeah,
No,
like
the race.
Drew
They
Bledsoe
Herschel
had
Walker raced. he raced somebody. They used to race like I'm talking
The
like
40-yard
40-yard
dash.
dash.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yes,
bring
like
that
bring that
shit
back.
back. Yeah, bring that shit
Put
back.
Cheetah in there. Put Tyreek, put Cheetah in there, and put Debo. Put all them guys in there. Put
And
all that. Yeah. Yeah.
you don't even need a big stadium in Hawaii.
Nope.
Just go find a field and set it up on the field.
Yeah.
Shit, we set it up on the beach. With all the technology we got nowadays, you can't tell me you can't set up a turf football field on the side of fucking on the beach. You
I
gonna tell
mean,
me we can't do that shit?
the draft travels at this point. I think they got enough money to
That's
figure
what
it
I'm
out.
saying. Okay, but all right, but nonetheless, all right, but we can't go on any further. We'll have you on again. We'll have you on again,
I'm ready.
and we'll have you on again once everything starts getting going. But we do appreciate you coming through, man.
Friend
It's
of the
always
show.
it's always a blessing having you on. Always a good conversation. Always a good example to have on the show. So, thank you, man.
Hey, anytime.
Yeah, before you go ahead and again reintroduce yourself, do all your social medias where they can find you, anything that you'd like to share, and just a quick little outro.
Hey man, MARC, Mark Cooks. You can find me on Facebook. You can type in Mark Cooks, or you can type in Black Superman. That's where you can find me on Instagram, Black Superman underscore AMC. Go to my YouTube, Mark Cooks Inspires, where you get just everything when it comes to money, ministry, and mindset. So check out the YouTube. Again, I'm always gonna rep the brand. Great, faithful, great. Oh my God, I can't even talk right now. Right, Grateful Spirit Faith. That's my baby's brand. But one thing I always tell people, man, is four things I always want people to do, Shag, is eat better, save better, live better, and always leave with love. When you do those things, man, you can live a phenomenal life. So thank you for having me on, guys. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you, man. All right, Tank, go ahead and let them know where they can find you at.
At Tank Baby. That's baby with two E's at the end on Twitter and on Instagram. And that's it. Go check out my boys' companies.
The show. And then also, before I let you go, if you could send me just a quick list of all those books, so
Yes.
I can list them on the description,
Yes,
so
yes,
people can look them up, and then
yes.
also all the stuff and links too, so I can put that at the bottom too. All
Got
right,
you. I'll
well,
do that.
you guys already know what it is. I'm Shaggy. Thank you guys for coming to come watch the show. Appreciate you guys doing it. We'll be back again in a couple weeks. All peace and love. Eat your vitamins. Say your prayers. Great words of Hulk Hogan. Let's go. All right, love you guys. See you later.
All right, good. See y'all later.